Hey everybody, welcome to today's video on the channel, and in today's video I want to talk about the new PvP update that just hit live realm about 2 days ago now. I've played a lot. I've played maybe a total of 8 hours between half the schools in the game, and I'd figured I would, talk about my experiences and share some of my thoughts with you guys. And real quick, if you guys are somebody that just wants a quick answer if the meta is good, if PvP is good now, uh, yes, it is very good. The meta is actually really good. I can't stress this enough. I'm probably one of the most critical people, one of the more critical content creators on the game. But this update, I cannot, sugarcoat this at all. This update is really good, guys. Both days on stream, I've played for 4 hours and not realized the time went by. And to put that into perspective, before this update, it was hard for me to get to the 2-hour marker because I wasn't enjoying PvP. Now keep in mind, I'm still getting sniped during those 4 hours, roughly about 2 times a day. But the other matches are such high quality and a lot more fun and your actual plays matter, that those couple of snipes I have in a day as a creator, it doesn't really mean much to me, you know? And obviously the casual players like you guys or, any high ranked PvP player won't really have to deal with that, as much as creators do. So you guys have a luxury that I don't have. The game just feels really good to play. Now, I don't really know how I can explain that. I'm gonna break it down in this video to the best of my ability, but like the game genuinely feels good to play. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, wow, Liam's making a positive PvP video here. I never thought I would see the day, But I'm a firm believer in giving credit where it's due, and I do love the game, and I want to see it do better. So, the two main changes that happened were shadow enhanced hits are basically 2 shadow pips now. So they basically cut the cost in half at 50%, and you cannot shad into a shad anymore. As you can see, Dark and Stormy costs 2 shadow pips, and the Rasolka with 1 shadow pip is no PvP. So what this did is it slowed down the meta enough to the point where running like 10 billion shads doesn't matter. You can't just kill your opponent before they can breathe. So what you're seeing a lot of players do now is run lower shad chance and maybe they'll Shrike, and in the meantime they might, set up a gambit or actually try to outplay their opponent with a Minotaur or Banshee or something like that. You're also seeing a lot more dual schooling in the meta as well. Like you can look at my Storm deck here. I have Ice spells, Myth spells, hella Death spells, Gambits. I have Evil Snowman, Myth Banshee, Vampire, and Threefolds just on a Storm. And my stats are actually relatively good. I can't really fizzle a Snowman. I can't fizzle my Storm spells. I can't fizzle a Minotaur or a Quake. And I can't fizzle a Banshee. The same can be said if I hop on my Balance Wizard. My Balance Wizard literally can power every single spell in the game right now. So everybody, at least at max level, can dual school and counter everything, and it's a really, really nice feeling. On my Balance, I can literally power Supernova, Banshee. I could Centaur if I want to. I can power Quake, Minotaur. I can power Kraken and Triton. I can power, Snowman as well, or like an Ice Wyvern if I was going that route. And when you look at the stat page here, I'm not really giving up anything to be able to do this, right? Like maybe 1 pip chance, but I could literally fix that if I swap out my ring. So basically what I'm saying here is there's way more counterplay than there was in the last meta. There's actually depth to the game now, and if somebody does play better, you can actually be like, okay, I messed up here. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really lost much this update aside from the snipes, and every loss I've had, I think for maybe except 1, I've looked back on the game and I was like, okay, I could have done better here. I could have, pulled my counters here. I could have buffed up a bit more right there. I could have, maybe packed this card to, make the game go forward more, for example. And that's a good thing. That's what you want in your competitive ranked play experience. So I'm very, very happy on KingsIsle's end with that. The only negatives I would have to say is Resist is still a little bit too good with Brace primarily. And trap counters are still way too bad. Half the schools in the game literally cannot really do anything against somebody trap stacking. It's easier to trap, and it's way harder to counter, and some schools literally just can't counter it because the counters are so bad. So you have every school trying out different strats with gambits and dual schooling, like you can see here on my accuracy, on my balance. Everybody's trying something new. It's really fun, and when you lose or win, you can look back on that game and be like, okay, I could have improved here and here, right? Obviously, there's some bullshit like, Maycast Brace or D-Lance you can lose off of, or if somebody like Q snipes you with Ward and I school they don't need it, like a Myth who has Storm Ward, for example, like you're just gonna lose that because, that just doesn't make sense to do, and Myth is way better than Storm in that matchup. And on my ice, I'm even packing all 3 of my Gambits now, which is just ridiculous. I'll have content coming on the channel here. I pack Scion, Jin, and Oni on my ice right now, and he's actually doing pretty good as well. My only issue on the ice right now is I have not made a setup where I can viably dual school, but again, that is on me as the player. I can find a better setup where I can actually dual school and get my win rate to be higher. That is on me. And previously, before this update, it wasn't really on the player, So I'm very, very happy. The game it feels good to play, I can't stress that enough. The pip thing is a big deal, obviously. Everybody's pips are literally cut in half. If you have 100% pips, they're basically cut down to 40%, or whatever it is, 60% pip chance. So everybody has to deal with that. It's really annoying, but just, taking that out of the picture and looking at, like, the actual meta and how it feels and the pacing and, like, the tempo, the game just, it feels great, And you guys know me, like, I have, like, a ridiculously high standards for this game. I set the bar so high, but that's just because I want the game to be good. I want people to play it. I want to feel good when I play the game. I want ranks to be competitive and actually have some meaning. Like, if you play better, you should always win. I know there's still a couple of, variables and fractions with that kind of, philosophy, stuff like that, but I'm genuinely just happy with it. I'm thankful for what we got right now. Obviously, creators and, the community are still going to work with developers to, try and fix things that pop up in the meta. Like, for example, Resist is a little too good still. Trap counters are bad. Whatever else might pop up in the next couple of days that might be broken, we will report that to the devs, and they'll probably fix that in the next change. Also, I didn't even talk about the fact that there's literally free-to-play gear now in the arena, right? The Skyfarer's gear, which is meta for the deck and the ring and the Athame, usually, is now free-to-play. You can just farm that, and actually get some cool PvE advanced content in, some new content there, while getting gear for PvP, so I really like how they incorporated that in this season here at Rachel or whatever in the arena. Also, Marco has the Borrower's gear, which is still really, really good to this day. You can craft this. My only gripe with this really is that people that are new to PvP that won't have this gear can't really get it at Marco because you have to be at least captain to make the gear, so they can't even like run like good gear that might be meta because they can't rank up because they don't have the gear, But this is good for high-ranked players like myself, where we actually do get balance medals on a regular basis and stuff like that. My only gripe here for the high-ranked people would be this should come out the same day as the pack, so I don't have to open my wallet on Borrowers. If I'm a good PvP player, I can just invest my reagents and my time I put into PvP into getting the meta gear right here, or the new gear, whatever, but I'd like to see that going forward in the future. And then, obviously, like I said, a way to make this stuff a bit more accessible for the lower rank players. But the Rachel part, they got that part, extremely well and locked down. Again, you're going to want the ring and the deck for pretty much every school. That's just the standard right now in the current meta, guys. But, yeah. I'm very, very happy with the state of the game right now. And this is a very positive video compared to my usual stuff. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what you guys have to say down there in the comments below. I don't know. I'm literally getting harassed on stream, and I'm still having a good time. So, if you're just a player, or, a casual, or, somebody that just does PvP, I really would highly suggest getting into PvP, being honest with yourself with, how you can play better, and what you should do to, articulate a plan to win the match, That's really everything I have to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and sub if you made it this far. I hope to see you guys on the next video, and as always, take care, y'all.